Stephanie Camarillo is an Idaho-based motivational speaker and businesswoman who likes to describe herself as a freedompreneur. She joined the Memoir Sherpa program because she wanted to learn the tools and gain the resources to be able to write her own memoir. Stephanie, I think that is such an amazing undertaking. It's therapeutic, it's restorative. I would love to know, since taking the program, what your level of confidence is with your ability to write and publish and market your book.
Thanks, Meredith. It's great to be here. And let me just say that my confidence has increased tenfold or a hundredfold. Add a zero, add many zeros to that, working with Natasha. And I think it's because Natasha is such a go-giver. And she has designed this comprehensive program that blew me away. She over delivers, and it's like she holds your hand through the whole process and opens up her Rolodex. That dates me, but it's a virtual Rolodex, but opening up her contacts to her students. And my confidence has increased so much working with her.
Yeah, because confidence isn't always about just doing the thing. Sometimes it's about being around a community of people who are doing the thing with you.
That is so true. And that kind of gets into the impact that this program has had on me. I think Natasha, well, she's brilliant, first of all, just her background that she has working in the entertainment industry. And then I hope listeners have read her memoir, Relentless. Natasha has gone through the steps, and it is truly her mission to make it easier for those of us who are following in her footsteps. So it impacted me so much, just the way that she put the course together, everything from the material that we looked at before going into the class, the workbooks, the videos, up into the course itself, and the level of people that were in it, your colleagues, as well as Natasha's input, and then the guests and the resources that she brought to bear. It was truly amazing.
Did you have any favorite activities throughout the program?
Yeah, I kind of laughed when I thought about this question because I'm a little bit of an introvert myself. And so I enjoyed her pre-work exercises. There was one where she had us basically think of our life in a timeline. And we were able to break our life down into these chunks and then work on each of those chunks as building blocks for our memoir. And for me, that was just such a beautiful, simple way of going about it. It made it easier, much easier and less daunting.
I have to know, as you're describing this process, I can't think of something more introspective than going through your life on a timeline and the mixed feelings of vulnerability and process. You're processing, you're experiencing those things that you had in your life over again. What has that been like for you to look at your life as though it were a movie and a timeline and know that other people will be looking at it too?
Yeah, that's a great question. I go back to Relentless and the courage that Natasha had to tell her story, basically of growing up in an abusive household and taking her life into her own hands and just building such an amazing career. That gave me strength as well. I came from a pretty troubled past, and I've had so much outward success, but I'd never let myself think about the early pieces and what those really mean to me today. And I think we all have incredible stories, and they're unique stories, and we need to hear each other's stories, the good and the bad, right? It's like, we tend to think, oh, I can only tell people those highlights, the top 1% of what my life is, and we want to hide the rest of it. And I think Natasha's courage and bravery paved the way, at least for me, to think about, okay, I can do this too. I can look at it in a different way. I can look at it more objectively so that maybe it's helpful to others as well.
That's a really interesting process that I have no experience in. So this has been really interesting to talk to you to hear what that feels like. I'm a feeler, can you tell?
Oh,
I
I
want to know,
can tell.
how does it
Yeah, I
feel?
can tell. It feels so I will just say it feels very empowering to tell your story. It feels very empowering to let others hear it too. And I'll say that in terms of the quality of the other participants in the program, I was a little bit nervous at first and of course, we all have those voices in our head that tell us that our story's not important, or what are we doing? Who do we think we are to tell our story? And it, again, going back to that confidence point, gave me so much confidence to have other people go, oh, wow, that's really cool. And so that kept me going and moving forward. I bet you have an awesome story too. I'm just saying. So,
Well, I'm sure lots of people listening to this have a story and are curious what they should do with it. So, what
yeah.
would you want them to know about the Memoir Sherpa program?
I would just want to say go for it and don't hold back or sit on the sidelines and worry about it. Writing a book is a complicated process, but I can't think of anybody else who I know or who I've even heard about or listened to or read about who has the level of contacts that Natasha does, but has the humility and the ability to walk with you through that step by step process. And I'm talking about saving you time so that you're not running around trying to contact a bunch of different editors or thinking about how do I market this book or publish this book. Her course lines that all out for you, gives you the pros and cons, different options, but really narrows down those options so that you're not spending so much of your own time on it. And then financially, yes, it's an investment to take her course, but when you think about the money that you can spend on this program and that program, working with her will save you money as well because you're investing those resources into proven people and proven strategies. So I'd say go for it and don't wait. You know, even if you don't write your book right away, we finished our course 2 months ago. And I am so looking forward to going back to all the material and going back through all the material. There's so much I want to take it in on a whole other level.
That sounds amazing. Well, I look forward to keeping in touch with you and hearing about your book.
Thank you, Meredith. Ditto. And thanks so much